Let's do a little starting of the stream. This is good. We've waited long enough. Hello. Wow, I look short. I need to fix that camera. I'm like actually kind of tall in real life. How are y'all doing, man? I will explain what we're doing here in just a second in case you are new to the channel and you're like, why is Daryl streaming live? Also, why is this? Hang on. Hang tight, everybody. I gotta fix my damn mic. I can't accept this. I'm a tall person in the real world. I can't accept being short on stream. How y'all doing? Welcome to what is sure to be a very cozy, relaxing, sleepy little stream. It is cold as fuck where I live. I am so cold. It's never cold where I live, but it is cold now, just in time for the holidays. How are we doing? It's good to see y'all, man. How are you? Welcome to the show. What we do, I've noticed a lot of channels will do this, best of the year video every year. And because I'm lazy as hell, and because I actually like talking to you folks, I thought we would just make this an annual thing where we do a live stream where I talk about my favorite things of the year. I have categories of things that I enjoyed through the year. It's games, anime, movies, kind of, what else? Wrestling, if you like wrestling, I'll talk about that a few times. Just my favorite things from throughout the year. And that's what we're here today to discuss. How y'all doing? Let me read out some chat. We got Rasto, we got Sarah's. What's going on, Sarah's? We got Bloopers, Disco Cockroach, who says the video helped me get started on tackling my backlog after several years of letting it build up. Thanks, Daryl. Thank you, Disco. Follow the energy, play what sounds fun. I hope that was helpful. Jack Bar, X-Ray CV, Fabulati, Shiro Noble, let's see, DGC, Jack Mar, Jabba. Cool. Well, welcome, guys. Like I say, should be a pretty cozy little stream today. Last year we did this, and I think it's just a fun little tradition to continue. So, with that being said, I know some of you guys were talking about the backlog. If you're curious to see where I'm at on it, this is where I'm at currently. I finished up Death's Door recently. That was a lot of fun. I just robbed King of Bautism says I just robbed a gas station with a crowbar. I hope that it's a metaphorical gas station and not a real one. Wacky, what's going on? Corey, Disco Cockroach, you damn right. We are going to have a little bit of the bubbly. Also, I've got to turn the brightness on this thing down because it makes my face look all shiny. And again, not that shiny in the real world. Hang on a second. Again, very cozy, relaxing stream today. Let me turn this sucker down some. Now it's time to take this sucker down. Anybody ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? Back when they had like, who is it, Little Karibo that worked on that? That was always fun. Also, can we focus? Can we focus? There we go. Cube Master, what's going on? Merry Christmas, Daryl. Haven't been able to watch the stream in a while, quite some time. I don't know if the notifications are working properly. Again, I never stream anymore, so all this stuff that I used to have properly set up is very not so proper anymore. Cube Master says, Merry Christmas, Daryl. Haven't been able to catch a stream in a while, quite some time. I haven't streamed in quite some time, to be honest with you, Cube Master. Wishing the best this holiday season into the new year to come. Cube Master, thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series is amazing. I had so much fun with that. I watched that not too long ago, and it was like the movie where it had Yugi and Yusei, and Yugi, Yusei, and Jaden, and Yusei was talking about like the dystopia he comes from, and Jaden was like, oh, well, we come from a school where everything's taken care of and everything's all right. We have warm beds to sleep in and we get 3 meals a day. And Yusei's just like, well, look at all the fucks I give. I love those movies. They're so well done. Troopin', what's going on? Samuel Price, Justin Marie, how you doing? Card games and motorcycles. 13 Sentinels, yeah, that's one I haven't got to yet. So I have a weird circumstance. I really want to start a JRPG or something. I'd actually really like to start 13 Sentinels or Persona 4 Golden, but that actually comes out on Switch next month, so I'm tempted to do it there, even though I already have it on the PC. But I'm going to be out of town next week, so I can't like haul away my PlayStation. So I'm kind of struggling with that. So I don't know. I started up Earthbound, decided I didn't feel like playing that yet. I'm going to come back to it. Would love to do 13 Sentinels, but again, not yet. Yeah, the Somnia Files was delightful. I finished God of War right before that the backlog video went up. Death's Door, just finished that. That was a ton of fun. Fury is probably what I'm starting next. That's why it's highlighted in blue. Oxenfree, I really liked Oxenfree. I played that probably in a day. I really liked Oxenfree. I thought it was really well done. I looked up like how all the endings work and how that how those interactions play out. I thought that was really fascinating. I was happy with my first ending, so I just stayed with it. Detention was fine. Pokemon Scarlet, you guys know how I feel about that. And then actually, I added Signalis because I saw too many people like Susie Hunter. I feel like who else talked about it? Eurothug, Maria. Some of y'all watch her stuff as well. And a few other people on Twitter. I saw there was a lot of noise around Signalis, so I decided I'd add Signalis to the playlist. Let's see. Cube Meshes as a solo ranking of Kings and Thinlar for this one of my personal favorites. I love that, and we're going to talk about that. That's actually the reason we're here today. I last year had a spreadsheet that I showed you guys all of the stuff that I was going to do, and it wasn't even a spreadsheet. It was like a Word document, and I had all the different games and anime and everything lined up, and they were just blacked out. Instead of doing that this year, I'm just going to have it on my phone, and I have it listed into four? I think it's 4 or 5 categories. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to give you a category. I'll tell you what that category is about, and then we will go through systematically and talk about them. Sound good? Very informal, very just kind of hanging out. Personal game of the year, asks Epsilon. We'll talk about that. Do you mean this year? Well, actually, I'm just going to answer both. Of the year that came out this year, it's probably got to be Elden Ring. It just was that good. I didn't spend 150 hours on it by coincidence. Clearly, I liked that game, so I feel like that's probably the game of the year. Favorite thing I played this year? Probably Xenoblade Chronicles, which obviously didn't come out in 2022, but I adored it. It was so much fun. Favorite non-media thing that happened this year? That's a great question, Resta. Favorite non-media thing? Also like this playlist. This playlist might be it, but that's media. Probably... Damn, that's a solid question. I'm having an existential crisis because I'm like, is my life really that dependent on media that I can't think of anything good that happened outside of it? My wife is in grad school right now. She's doing a doctoral program. Y'all, she's through 3 semesters and she still has a 4.0. That's probably it. She's fucking brilliant. Like, she's not here right now. Maybe she'll watch this later and see but she's brilliant. My wife is so smart. It's intimidating sometimes how smart she is. But anyway, she's amazing. Xenoblade Chronicles is better than Elden Ring. That's not what I'm saying, Nick. I am saying that's what I enjoyed it a little bit more. But in a different kind of way. Elden Ring, we'll talk about it. Let's start there. Let's start there. So we have some different categories here. We're going to start, do y'all want to start touchy-feely, or do you want to start like fireworks and funhouse? How does it sound? 1 for touchy-feely, 2 for fireworks and fun. Share your spreadsheet? Intelligence is intimidating? Yes, it is, and that's why I love it. 1, I forgot what I said. I think 1 was firework. No, 1 was touchy-feely, 2 was fireworks. It's pretty down the middle. It's pretty down the middle. Flexing on the maiden. I wouldn't say that. Can you do a poll? I don't think we can because you're not on Twitch. I don't know if it works like that on YouTube. You know what? We're gonna go with fireworks and feeling because we're doing both at the same time. We're doing fireworks. So the first category is something I'd like to call something that I would like to call. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a step up from that. I thought that was more entertaining than a spreadsheet, right? I thought it was cool to have the, slash poll. Can we do that? Is that a thing here? Sign into chat? Never mind. Forget it. I tried to. You can. Cool. I don't think I have any mods. It's fine. We're gonna start with popcorn. Fucking popcorn. Where to start with this? Okay, cool. This is very impromptu for me, right? I haven't made a video. The only thing I've done was make these stupid categories, So the first thing I want to talk about, let me pull it up because I actually do have some gameplay from this game. I really quite enjoyed it, and a lot of you enjoyed it as well. Even if I technically did not beat it. Where's it at? Oh, maybe it's on the... You want to see a cool thing, guys? I have so much damn footage. The Patreon folks always really get a kick out of this. Yeah, here we go. Stop it. This is one of my gameplay folders. and it is stupidly big, filled with gameplay footage. Anyways, that thing is Neon White. Neon White was cool as shit. If you haven't played Neon White, it's well worth your time. And it is... What can I say about Neon White that you haven't already heard? It's fun. I'm terrible at it. I bought it on Switch. Now, this is an interesting point. So, Neon White, in case you guys haven't heard of this, I'll just play some gameplay. It's very Toonami. It's very...
Bro, it's me, Yellow.
See, there's some fun voice acting in it, but the real meat and potatoes of this game is this. This is terrible gameplay, so please don't hold me to it too deeply. But this game, what I thought was cool about every single level is that there's a speedrunning aspect of it. There's a speedrunning aspect of it, there's like a collector aspect of it, and there's sort of just like, can you beat it aspect. And what I like, please, Daryl, I have some actual like fighting here. Oh yeah, and there's chicks in there too. A lot of you will really be into that. But yeah, it had, every level offered something different. And that's what I think I really liked about it. It was fast, it was fun, it was fluid, it was really tough on Switch. I don't know why I didn't get it on PC, probably because I've never played a first-person shooter on PC before. Surprise, surprise. If I can get some like actual footage, I don't know what I'm doing. I swear I'm here. This is a fun level. Here we go. Mark did do a video on this. I have his shit put on my watch later list, but I guess he did do it on this. That's awesome. Really cool. And I just like the biggest thing to me was that every level did something. It has something for everybody. So you could speed run it. You could see how many shortcuts, like if you could optimize it. Then there was like, to invite you to do that, it put a present. Every level has like a collectible, and you can use the collectibles for like dialogue and shit like that. And so it, not only does it invite you to speedrun it, but it also accidentally teaches you to speedrun it because you have to figure out how to get to the present. So once you solve the puzzle of the level, then you start to realize, oh, here's how I can optimize time. Really damn cool. Nemo Incognito says, unfortunately, I won't be here long. Got stuff to do. No problem. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have you played Ghost Runner? I have not. I've seen a lot of Ghost Runner. It looks really fun. Mirror's Edge, yeah, same vibes. Parkour dating sim game. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think you can, I don't think there's a dating sim aspect to it because I think there's not like there's those, well, is there choices or dialogue options? I don't remember. It's been a few months since I played, but same vibe, right? Steven, what's going on, man? I see you in here. How you doing, brother? But yeah, the game is called Neon White, in case you missed out on that. So that's the first thing we talked about that we have on the list here is Neon White. Do we want to do... Oh, and I should also preface this with, I did not play many games this year. And that was how the backlog video sort of came into being, as I realized I hadn't played a ton of games this year. But there was a reason for that, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. The next game we're going to talk about is a game called, if you haven't heard of it, it is a game that is called, do I have it in here? Do I have it in here? It's in this one. AI The Somnium Files. I The Somnium Files. If there are any of you that are, I don't want to show any spoilers, I just realized that a lot of this might be spoiler. No, this is fine. We can do one of Iris's Somniums. Should I put, I don't know. I don't even want to. Okay, this is way too out of context. Now, how do I describe to you guys what AI The Somnium Files is without? Here, I'll show you a trailer. How about that? AI The Somnium Files. I've heard it both ways. Is such a trip of a game. So, trailer. Congrats, 400. So thank you so much, Resto. Played the demo and it was pretty good. It was really good. It's visual novel. It is visual novel. And I think what makes it special is that there was a line from a Donkey video one time. He was talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. And he said something to the effect of like, the original Final Fantasy was a silly game with serious moments. It was like a serious game with silly, it was one of the two. It said the original Final Fantasy VII is a silly game with serious moments. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a serious game with silly moments. This, although it's presented, like you see this and you think it's very intense, this is a silly fucking game. It's so silly. It never takes itself too seriously. Like, there are certain things that happen in this game, I legit almost stopped playing. I was like, they didn't just give that to me. It was a particular brand of stupid that wore me down until I just couldn't stop smiling playing this game. Things happen, as you can see, and if you guys were with me, if any of you guys watched the Danganronpa streams I did on Twitch last year, you will know right now, because I'm going to tell you, I wish we had played this instead of Danganronpa 2, because this like was, I think, everything I loved about Danganronpa except better done and less absurd. It was kind of horny in times because it's an anime game, obviously, like it just has that sometimes, but everything worked for me in this game. I can't fully explain it, but everything for me worked on this game. And it had Erica Harlacher, which is always a plus. So yeah, play that. It's basically a Kojima game. Is that true? I don't know. Maybe. Q message says, did you ever finish Dark Souls? Yes, I did, and we'll talk about that. The main character is such a trip. Absolutely, 100%. Better or worse than Danganronpa? I think better. I think I liked it a little bit better. And don't get me wrong, I really like Danganronpa. I think that a lot of that game was done very well, and I look back on that fondly. And I still plan to play the second one, and potentially the third if the second one is good. But it's another Spike Chunsoft, of course. But like, I don't know, everything about this worked for me. And maybe it was a presentation, maybe it was the voice acting, maybe it was just. And I, without spoiling too much, man, I think what made this game really great is that it disguises the true culprit in such a way that like every plot twist feels earned, and whenever you finally find out, you're like, well, no wonder. There's no way I could have possibly guessed that. Like, it actually feels, I don't know, it feels fair. It feels like, okay, everything that was foreshadowing this actually connects correctly. Very, very well done. Yes, Nick, I do know that there is a sequel to the Somnium Files, and I had, I think it might have been Steven that pointed it out, my buddy Steven that pointed it out to me. So yeah, I do know that it exists, and I will certainly be playing that. But Ramsey says, yo, Daryl, Merry Christmas. Did you ever beat Neon White? I know you saw it in your video. You didn't, but I want to see how far you got. I didn't beat it. I think I got pretty far. I got to, I think I had more or less, it was just after the first like boss fight. Like, and that level blew my mind. I thought that was wonderful. It was just after the first like boss fight. And then I tried to do a few more levels, and I was like, I think I've seen enough. I'm not that intrigued by the story, and I'm getting like too fixated on each level. I really wanted to max everything out, and I really also wanted to like do other stuff. So I had to leave it behind, but yeah. Let's see. Most difficult game this year? Probably Elden Ring, just because I played most of the harder Dark Souls stuff at the end of 2021. OMG, it's Sinky. Or Psyche. I'm not sure how you say that, but welcome. Favorite piece of media ever? Jack, it's going to take a little time for me to figure that one out. All right, next thing. We are currently, in case you're just joining us, going through my favorite things of the year. The current category that we are on is fucking popcorn. And this is the category where things were just fun. There was not necessarily anything emotional about it that really struck me. Just things that I found to be genuinely fun. The next thing I have, and this kind of bleeds into the next category because it's a little touchy-feely, but this is, if you haven't seen this, I'm not going to tell you anything about what this is. I'm just going to pull it up on screen. It's almost certainly going to get copyrighted, but maybe I can, I don't know. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. I'm just going to mute this. I'm going to bring this up. And I'm just only going to give you this without telling you what this comes from. So hold on to your butts. I'm just going to play a little something for you here. And again, not telling you what this is. I'm just telling you to make your guesses. It's what you think this is. Here we go. Oh, I guess the sound isn't there. All right, but look, just watch the animation. Just imagine there's some very emotional. Okay, it's gonna tell you. Fuck it. Oh my God. Hey, you have to guess. I'm not gonna tell you what the Magic the Gathering. This is a Magic the Gathering trailer. The point I was going to make is there was this incredibly beautifully animated trailer, right? Look at this. This was this is a set of Magic the Gathering that came out earlier in the year. and it's called Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. And I saw this trailer. Actually, I guess you can turn it up now that you guys can. It doesn't matter. You can just hear it. Yeah, it's got some, it's got like an anime. Everything about it is very anime. The music and everything. We got Tamio the Moon Sage, or I guess she's not the Moon Sage in this one. But the point is, this beautiful trailer that confidently moved me to the brink of tears somehow the first time I saw it, convinced me to pick up Magic the Gathering again. So I've been playing a little bit. I want to show you this part, but again, copyright. This is Kamigawa. Yeah. Look at that. I mean, you've probably seen better animation, but like the fact that this is something if you're an anime fan, this is a piece of anime you may not have seen because it is specifically Magic the Gathering. I think Studio Wit did this actually. But all that to say, there is lore behind this, so if you're interested and you don't feel like playing Magic, just look up like a Kamigawa lore video, and I'm sure you can get everything you need to know. But the trailer is much faster paced than Magic the Gathering, says Charlie Harris. Yes, but it got me to play again. And actually, I have a lot of fun playing it now. And the other thing that I will say about this, to give you guys some context, way back in the day, whenever I was in high school, I used to play a ton of Magic the Gathering. Like, that was why I missed out on playing a ton of games back in the day. And because I just played it so much, I played tournaments, and it was during the Innistrad era. It was a lot of fun. But this actually convinced me to pick it up again, along with the fact that MTG Arena exists, because it's so hard to go and sit in a card shop for like 3 hours when I'm an adult and have shit to do, and like be away from home whenever I, at any given time have responsibilities as a husband, right? Like it's tough to kind of get away for several hours like that. But having Arena now is really, really nice for me, because now I can just pick up a game or two. I don't have to play best 2 out of 3. I can make a deck. And the way it's built is you don't have to necessarily pull a card. There's wild cards that if you want to, you can buy. You can buy like 50 packs for $50 whenever a set comes out, which in the real world, actual paper Magic is like $4 for a pack. And these packs also come with wild cards potentially that you can get any cards you want. Fuck out of here. It's so much cheaper. It's so much easier to play. So I play Magic and it's fun. Did you ever watch Romantic Killer? I did not. And the other part of the Magic thing, and I promise we're not going to stay here for long. Like, I know Magic is not for everyone, but I enjoy it. Let's see, the Innistrad sets were better. I had a lot of fun with Innistrad. It was so much fun. The game is just like the anime, literally no different. What are we talking about? Dress Up Darling came out last year, didn't it? Because it was going to, but then I was like, no, it came out last year, and I watched it last year, didn't I? Wasn't it last year? We'll talk about Dress Up Darling, though. Don't worry. You in Arena just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, too. Like, why am I doing this? The other part is that my friends also got me into playing Commander again. So, I have a... I also have a paper deck. So, this is a Voltron deck. We play... and I literally made it just because my friends still play Commander. It's a lot of fun. I wish this was a joke. Me too. I wish it was also a joke, but... It came out in January, did My Dress Up Darling. Cool. Then that needs to be on there as well, because I thought that was fantastic. But let's move on from Magic, because I want to tell you guys something about, although it is fucking popcorn, actually means quite a bit to me. It's a Bruna deck. No, it's actually a Rafik deck. It's a Bant, and it is Voltron. So it's just about enchantments. It's about getting enchantments. I have, just real quick, because I think it's funny. My favorite thing to do, and I'm sure if you've played a lot of Magic, you've seen this, but there is a card called, here we go, here's one of them, and then here is the other one, maybe, if I could find it. Maybe? You enchantments? Oh, yeah. People don't think about running enchantment removal as much as they should. Where's it at? Where's my favorite card on Earth? It's in here, I promise I have it. So there's a card called Sovereigns of Lost Lalara. Basically what happens is, if you have a creature attack alone, Sovereigns of Lost Lalara says, oh, you can search your deck for any enchantment you want and put it on there. So what I like to do is go grab something like Eldrazi Conscription, which gives it like +9/+9 in Annihilator, which basically just means like it becomes a giant and kills 2 of your opponent's anything you want. Or you can go grab like Colossification, which is like +20, +20. Oh, and by the way, if it's already got Infect, because I've already put like some other enchantment on there, it goes crazy. It's a lot of fun. It's a one-hit KO deck in a nutshell. But I don't want to offend anyone by talking about this for too long. Yeah, Colossification. I love that card. +9/+9 is too much. No, it's not. It's not enough sometimes. Corrupted Conscience is also one. If I've already, and that's another thing. I could Corrupted Conscience, go grab your creature, bring it to me, attack with it if I have any way to give it haste. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't need it if it's not sick anymore. So I could grab your creature, swing, Colossification. It's more than enough, or not even that. Anything that's going to give it enough, and then just kill you instantly with Infect if you can't block. There's a lot of unblockable enchantments in there as well. It's a bitch deck. Honestly, I hate that deck. Like, if I ever had to play against it, I'd be upset, which is the way I do it. Psych of cards, maybe. I've thought about that several times. I just haven't necessarily settled on anything. Now, the next thing I want to tell you guys about, it actually does mean quite a bit to me, and this is something that I think is well worth your time to potentially do in some way, because it's cool. All of my decks are the same. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, everybody has a certain style they like to build. I want to show you guys something cool. The next thing on the fucking popcorn list, and again, if you're just joining us, we are just going through my favorite things of the year, is something that my friends and I actually do every single year. And what I run, Steven, if you're here, your ears are probably perking up. It's something that my friends and I do every single year. And it is, we hold a tournament. Let's see if I can find this. I want to show you guys some like actual cool stuff from it. We hold a tournament. And so what happens in this tournament every year is it's sort of like a catch-all for Smash Bros, Guilty Gear. We play Magic as well. We play Mario Kart, and we sort of just throw everything together. And then what I do every single year is I throw together one of my favorite parts of it, at least, especially because I get to make it and show them, is I make like content for it. So like we didn't have a logo the first year, but this year was our second one. So here's the logo for it. So like if I could show you guys, there we go. So like this, we call it the LTIT, the Lobster Tank Invitational Tournament, because we just very sillily call ourselves Ready to Expand. It's not an MTG tournament. I mean, it's part of the tournament, but it's a lot of things. We play Guilty Gear, we play Smash, we play Mario Kart, we play DBZ Fighters. We're gonna move to Street Fighter 6 next summer whenever we play again. But like last year was LTIT 2. In year 1 we had, let's see if I can go find the. I have some other stuff that I can't show Steven yet because I may have made some more things. But we have, let's see, recording. So like last year we had, here's me and my buddy Will playing in the finals of Guilty Gear, and like I record all the final matches and stuff, and it's just fun. Here's me having a rare good play against Will, which is really cool. But there's about 10 of us. We rent out an Airbnb. We get together. We play some games. Oh man, I was doing them dirty right there. That felt nice. But yeah, and then we record it every year. And of course, there's one event we have called the Hyrule Kerfuffle, where it's as many players as we can fit onto Hyrule Castle and Smash, and then we go to 5 stocks, and then we basically, it's last man standing wins however many. And every time you finish something, every time you win something, you win X amount of tokens. And by the end of the tournament, whoever has the most tokens wins the whole thing. So like last year, my buddy Jack won, and I think I have it. Do I have it here maybe? No, I think it's on my phone. I don't have that exact what I'm looking for, but it might be here. And the other thing that's cool about this, so like, and again, I make a lot of content for it. So like, I made a trailer. Like, so here's, and this is definitely gonna get copyright strike, but I don't care. Fuck it, I'm gonna just show you guys this. Not striked, but claimed, at least. Like, I make trailers for it. It's fun as shit. Like, here, I've never showed anybody outside the group this, but.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I got us lobsters for dinner.
What's up, Draven? Yeah, and I just, it's a trade. Again, I'm trying not to get claimed here, but like, and I'll put little memes and shit in there. This part's pretty funny.
unless they win.
And so, yeah, I make little hype videos for it. It's cool. And another thing we do, we have a little Discord. So, like, and I'm getting to a point with all this, by the way. Like, half of it's to tell you guys how much I love doing this. But the other half is to say, I also do, we have like a countdown. So what I'll do is like, whenever we're 10 days away, I'll start doing a countdown. So everybody's main, I'll put their main, and then I'll put like, I'll write something in the Discord to hype them up. So like my buddy Jesse here's his main in Smash. And then my buddy Peyton's main is Samus. And then of course we got Steven and Trey, and I had to mess up their days or something at one point. And it's just little hype posters and stuff. Like somebody plays May, my buddy plays, what's his name? Srom in EDH. That one was for fun. That's my buddy Jax. Here's mine. Here's my alternate one. Here's my actual one is with Lucina, which I just thought it was cool. So it's just fun. All that to say, do something like this with your friends, man. I can't tell you how much fun it is to just once a year get with them and like have something that we all kind of talk about throughout the year. Like wait until next year when I bust that ass at Smash when we're at the tournament together. So do something. Her name is Metroid, right? So Metroid. But it's so much fun, man. And it's a really good time. Here's Will because he plays Potemkin. But I recommend doing something like that because it's really fucking fun. So anyways, moving on. Let's see. Is everybody having fun, by the way? I feel like I'm just rambling, but is everybody enjoying themselves maybe? Did you play Scarlet or Violet? I played Scarlet. I had a really nice time playing Scarlet, actually. I know I made the whole video kind of ragging on it, but... Perfect. Great. Glad you guys are having fun. How'd that end up starting? I just kind of invited everybody over one day. I was like, look, we all live far apart from each other, but not so far that we can't do something once a year. Just come to my house. I jokingly called it this tournament, and then it just kind of took off. I've already made the logo for next year, but that I won't reveal just yet because that's kind of a spoiler for Steven. But just cold at the moment, enjoying myself. I'm cold as hell too, man. I'm so cold. But anyways, Dead Sea says I do something similar where I host game shows with my friends on Discord. We all live in different states, so it's hard to get together, but this is always a blast. Absolutely. Untouchable Eden says, when did this start? About 37 minutes ago. I didn't realize I had that on, but cool. Thank you for subscribing, Marcos. Perfect. Glad you guys are enjoying. Most disappointing game of the year? A game called Anne. I don't know why I played it or where I heard of it, but I played a game called Anne that I just thought was so okay. It sounds fucked up, but it was really just, here it is. I played it. It was fine. I got stuck too many times. You know what I mean? Like I got stuck and I had no clue what to do next. And look, people like this. Like, again, it was like a flash game. I don't know what possessed me to play this. I have no clue who recommended this to me, but I played it. I can see where people liked it. It just didn't really vibe with me. Anyways, the next thing on the category known as is the Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc. That was a lot to say. I really had fun with that. If you haven't seen that, and again, this is kind of weird because I can only show so much because of copyright. I'm not trying to get my shit shut down. And I put it under fucking popcorn because although it was really pretty and fun, and there were some really, really intense moments, like the part whenever Tanjiro, like his eyes start bleeding, and he has this moment where he like time slows down for him, and she's like, "Ha, you can't fucking figure out my robes," and he's like, zoom, 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 and like the cleanest animation you could possibly imagine. There was a lot of amazing moments. That being said, I don't remember a damn thing about the plot. I know homie had 3 wives. Cool. I know Tanjiro took a knife up like in his mouth for a quick little second, like he had like a knife going from here like up through his mouth for a second. I don't remember a damn thing about the plot of that season of Demon Slayer or any season of Demon Slayer. I don't know what's going on in that show, but it sure is pretty, and I do like that. So yeah, it was good, and I felt things whenever I watched it as well because the spoilers, please. Oh shit, sorry about that. But I hope that it was not specific, so maybe, I don't know. That last fight was insane. It was incredible. Here's the backlog. I don't know why I'm showing you all this, but there it is. So yeah, highly recommend that, and that was a lot of fun. That's Daryl from Daryl Talks Games. Hi, it's Imato from Imato. Hi, how you doing? All I remember, because I'm still early on, is thinking Tanjiro and friends are dressing up like girls. This is stupid. Yeah, there was something about like they had to infiltrate, and then like their friend with the pig head looks like a girl kind of, but so they had him dress up as a girl. I don't know. It was fine. I mean, I enjoyed myself. It was a lot of fun. UFO table, absolutely. They knew what they were doing. Nature Rosa says the backlog video was peak YouTube. Thank you very much for saying that. That means a lot to me. I had a lot of fun making it. It was a good time. Here's one that I think you guys will think is kind of cool, maybe. And we're almost, by the way, we're almost out of the fucking popcorn category. It is. I'm just gonna search it up. This was a match, an AEW match from Forbidden Door, and I'm going to find a video of it that has been edited already, because people do this on YouTube. Should be good here to avoid copyright. Ridiculous match. The story behind this: Will Ospreay is a wrestler who wrestles for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is a Brit. He comes from the UK. He is a fantastic wrestler. And if you've ever seen the meme of like this dude flipping off a top rope and then landing and then turning back and like JoJo shit starts showing up, that was him. Orange Cassidy is the guy I talked about in the Sands video, who no longer really just kind of like loses all the time and is funny. Now he actually wins sometimes too. This match went fucking crazy. And I think the reason it went crazy is because expectations going into it were just kind of like, what are we really going to see? But this match somehow felt like match of the night, even though it was by far the least like important in the story of everything going on in AEW of the night. It was just fun. Like, if you know anything about wrestling, if you know anything about these two, you'll really enjoy it. Like, you'll absolutely love it. If you know nothing about them, you'll still just be like, holy shit. It's so much fun. Such a good time. Use a transition again? I will in a minute. So highly recommend this one. If you're curious about wrestling, you want to see something that's just enjoyable, go watch Orange Cassidy, Will Ospreay. So much fun. All your favorite things after the stream. I don't want to miss anything. I probably won't do that, Hagen, but I will recap them at the end. In fact, I'll recap each category. But yeah, so go watch this match if you haven't, if you're interested. So much fun. This was just a damn good match. The on-screen chat is frozen. Oh, cool. Let's just see if we can fix that. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to pop. Okay, maybe now it should be good. Maybe. When are you starting your backlog? Already started. We are through AI the Somnium Files, God of War, Death's Door, Oxenfree, Detention, Pokemon Scarlet, and then Fury is the next thing. So go watch that. And that concludes the fucking popcorn category. Some honorable mentions were Skyfall. My wife and I are catching up on the Daniel Craig, James Bond films right now, and we watched the first two, loved them. Casino Royale was good, Quantum of Solace was fine, and then Skyfall was actually phenomenal. We got to watch the next two, but I really enjoyed Skyfall. The other honorable mention is House MD, which almost falls into the next category, but I really liked House MD. I do want to skip over real quick, because I feel like a lot of you want to hear this category. So I'm going to give you this now. I have the next category for you. Have you played Hades? Yes, I enjoyed it. Are you streaming the backlog? I am not. I don't stream like I used to. Skyfall's incredible, even more if you saw the older 007. Yeah, I haven't been the biggest James Bond fan in the past, but I feel like it's time. Didn't expect to hear House MD finish that this year. It's yeah, Cube Master. House is fantastic. How long the stream planned for? Probably another hour after this. Probably another hour. We're already moving pretty good. The next category, my friends, is one that I like to call this category contains four things. Four things that I will celebrate equally, but not necessarily of the same valence. Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 3 was incredible. I don't want to spoil anything for you because there's a lot of folks that have not watched Kaguya-sama, But let's just do this. Kagi, oh man, well, yeah, we'll see. Let me just do this. I just want to give a visual. Sure. Here we go. Sure, why not? If you haven't seen this, shows this one. Some of the small quirks of it. It's not like Cowboy Bebop where like you absolutely want to watch the dub because it's just so good as is. Like this is one of those anime that I feel you do have to be dipped into the anime vein pretty heavily to really enjoy it. You know what I mean? Very fun. The next one, keep in mind the category here is one of these things is not like the other. Horimiya, if you haven't heard of this one, same thing. Actually, I'll go ahead and throw Dress Up Darling in this category as well. That's not going to do it. Actually, it will do it. Just watch this show as well. Horimiya is spectacular. It's a similar vein as Kaguya. Trailer. Similar vein as Kaguya. Much shorter. It is like already concluded. There is a manga, I believe, that I have thought about reading, but it's very good. Very cute, very fun, and very adult. This is not one of those things. This is not one of those situations where characters do things and you're like, oh no, they're gonna fall prey to the old plot device. Like, no, something happens and they talk about it. It's very mature, and because of that, it can afford to take risks with like other jokes that are a little bit more like, I don't know how exactly to put it. Just knowing that they can be adults about things allows them to try other shit, and I highly recommend it. Not mature in that regard. I mean, kinda, but not on screen that mature. One of the best rom-coms in years. Well, that's a fucking 180 compared to what you were saying. Oh, you're talking about Kaguya, Steven. You ever see yourself leaving anime? Haven't watched anime in about a year personally. It has crossed my mind. It may happen this year because there's so much, so many games I gotta play this year. And I kind of caught up on my anime backlog. I didn't play a lot of games in 2022, and it's because I was catching up on anime. Next year is going to be the reverse, I think. Toradora is the other one, and this is an older one. But I really like this one. Toradora was spectacular, and I didn't think it would be because everything I've seen, and this is an older show, everything I've seen about this show was very... I just saw it and I was like, I don't know. Like the animation doesn't really rub me the right way. I don't know that I like the character designs. I don't know that I like anything about this. It fucking fucked me up, man. This show got up under me like a spatula and flipped me like a burger. I didn't expect to like this show near as much as I did. And it's a little slow at the start, I'm not gonna lie to you. But when it starts going, it's like a baseball game. Like you get to the 7th inning and like things start really picking up, hold the hell on. Another one didn't grab me? Exactly. This one has to have time. This one absolutely has to have time. Michael Davey, how are you, my friend? Romantic Killer. I keep hearing this. Yeah, I keep seeing Romantic Killer. I'll add it. The other one is Dress Up Darling. And now we have to talk. One of these things is not like the other. I wasted over a month every night reading this shit. This is Ichigo 100%. By the way, this is a category. We're going to move on to games and shit in here in a minute. I have to get through this. This made the best of list because it is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I would like to read to you guys. I'm going to go to all my documents because I know I saved it here somewhere. I promise you. There it is. I know I looked it up earlier. Okay, so my friends and I have a category. We have a Discord where we review all of everything that we read, consume, whatever. This is my review of Ichigo 100% that I wrote that night after having got to the end, after having seen everything. And is it spoilery? Probably not. I just read the first line of this. This is my review. that I will now read for you guys. Ichigo 100%. Poop emoji out of 10. Here we go. Oh, go fuck yourself. Sincerely, I have never been this fucking angry at a story ever. It is the biggest fucking screw job since Montreal. The biggest fucking waste of my time since high school Spanish. I am disappointed. I am disgruntled. I am disoriented. I am crushed. I am fucking sick. This is unquestionably a great manga that really does take you on a ride. That's true. It took me on a ride. I'll absolutely give you that. It's a little too fan servicey. 100% too fan servicey. Way too fan servicey. It's ridiculous. But I had to get my closure, so I kept going. It's a little bit silly, but it's a ride. The manga opens with a promise. A promise! The manga opens with a promise. It sets you up with a clear fucking protagonist and a clear antagonist. It does that. It does that. Then, and this is where it gets good, it strategically plants seeds and makes it obvious that the protagonist, though an underdog, will win. It makes you sympathize with them, it makes you care for them, it makes you want the absolute best for them, and it makes you want to see their dreams come true. Accurate to the T. I stand by this to this day. And just when it seems the tides will shift after 165 chapters, it kicks you in the balls, punches you in the gut, and takes a giant fucking dad shit in your mouth. Do not fucking read this manga. It has ruined my life. It has made me disproportionately more angry than any real life stress could do. It thinks it's making this big father fucking statement about choosing your future, but it fucking chose wrong, and it knows it did just for the sake of being different. I will take no further questions. I am not okay. Fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck all of us. This is an insult to everyone, everything I've ever loved. This is an insult to America. This is an insult to humanity, and I don't want to talk about it. Strawberry fucking bloomers. That's a reference to what happens. Oh, go shove a toothbrush up your ass, you pretentious, pompous douchebush. I will never read another harem again, and I haven't. Do not read Ichigo 100%. This almost became a video on my fucking YouTube channel about games. Before the end video. This is the worst thing I have never, like, I still want to make a video just so I can spoil it for people so they won't go read it. You know who recommended this game to me? It wasn't even to direct them to me. It was like one person in a video recommended it to the audience, and that's how I read it. Joey from fucking Trash Taste recommended this shit because he put it on his triangle, square, whatever the fuck shape they do on their podcast when they talk about the 9 favorite anime manga that they've ever done. He recommended it. We went to see a live show. My buddy Steven and I did. We went to go see them live because they just did their tour. Listen, man, if they would have brought the mic over to me, that would have been my opening statement. They would have kicked me up my ass out of there. I would have absolutely destroyed this man on the mic. So, all that to say, that pretty much sums up the category. So, all right. Thank you for listening. I actually feel a lot better. God. I'm glad someone said this is the most enjoyable thing I've seen all week. Good, because that was not normal. What's up, not normal? Good, because there had to be a silver lining in this bullshit, this fuckstorm of bullshittery. This is totally going to get demonetized, this whole stream for me cursing this much. My boy, the Stellar J, just had a bunch of stuff taken out. All right. God. Ooh, boy. It feels good to get that out. Man, I wanted to tell more people about that, but like my 10 friends were just like, dude, we've heard enough. It's good to get this out. How often do you watch Trash? Not as much as I used to watch Trash Taste. Just because I just have felt overwhelmed lately with like things to catch up on. Every time they put out a new episode, I'm like, I haven't caught up on the last 5. So at some point I will try and watch them again. But I have been taking a little bit of a break just because I'm trying to focus on games, not anime. But yet here we are. Corey says, is this going to be a YouTube video? It really should be. Okay. All right. our next category, which is going to be so much more cheerful. If you'll give me just a second. Okay, sorry, y'all. Now, the category again is sorry for the jump scare. So what's going to happen here is this is a very small category. There's actually two things that fit into this. And since you're all here, I'll actually reward you. This is going to be a video next year about these two things. One of them, some of you pointed out, is Goodbye Area, which we'll talk about in just a second. The other thing is a game called, here, I'll just pull the trailer up, because it is a game. This category, as is pointed out in the name, is truly just stuff that made me completely change. It just completely changed the way I view certain things. This is a game called Soma, and it is I'll be honest with you, it is a bad game. Okay, this is not a game that you will enjoy playing, but the premise behind it, people joke about existential dread, right? People talk about that, like, oh, you know, I turned 20 this year. That's crazy. The existential dread set in. My nephew's 10 years old now. That is, sure, maybe you feel it too. Maybe you experience some existential worry, right? Maybe you have you freak out a little bit about that. Maybe you feel a pang of it. This game paints a picture in my mind of what actual existential dread is. This was recommended to me because I did the Doppelganger video a while back, which I thought was a really fun video. People were saying I needed to play this, so I played this. And without spoiling anything, I get the doppelganger part, but to me, there was a whole different message that I got from it that has truthfully haunted me. Like, I think about this almost every day when I wake up. And it's because it's because of the nature of waking up and the nature of what happens in this game. So I won't say too much more. Soma is an incredible game. It's an incredible story. The game itself is a little bit... The game, it's a good story. It's an incredible premise. The game itself is a little bit So what I'm saying is watch this game. You should watch it. Maybe don't play it. Maybe support the people that created it, so do play it. But my point is, it's not the best game, but it's an incredible story. It will haunt you, and it has haunted me to this day. It really. How long is it? I think it took like 8 hours to play, so it's not super duper long. The other one, I don't know if there's a trailer for this. Let's see. Maybe there's a trailer. Yeah, okay, so just thumbnails. Let's just do this. I should have made like a PowerPoint presentation for you guys. This is a manga called Goodbye Area. It's by Tatsuki Fujimoto. If you don't know who that is, same guy that wrote Chainsaw Man. Let that sink in. Can I get... There we go. Open image and new tab. There we go. Same author as Chainsaw Man. This is a one-sitter. This is a one-sitting thing. It is like 100 pages, I think. I actually read this on stream. Where to start with this? It's actually a masterpiece. Again, it's the same thing with Soma. I don't want to spoil too much. Just know that this spoke to me in a similar way as Soma did. And next year, I probably will be doing a video that contains these two in some way. There's a lot that you can get out of this, and I think I got the intended message, but I also got something else that ties in with Soma in my mind. And if you've consumed both of these, you might know where this is going, but it's incredible. 100 pages, highly recommend it. It is... I don't know what more to say other than... There's only so many ways I can just say it's incredible. It's incredible. Quick question, is this stream going to be uploaded anywhere? Yeah, a guy wearing only shorts. stay warm. It will stay on the channel. So what's going to happen is I'll leave this open to the channel as public for a few hours. So probably until like either till later tonight or maybe even tomorrow. Then it'll go unlisted. If you go to my channel, and this is true of last year's as well. If you go to my channel and then you just go to playlists, it'll be under, I guess, the home button. If you go here and then create a playlist, just go to DTG Streams and you'll find it here. So like here's me last year, Darylception. Yeah, this is last year's, and then of course we have this year's now. But it'll go here. So hope that helps. Incredible though. Highly recommend Goodbye Airy. Please do that. Haven't seen a stream before this one. Yeah, I do. We only do them one. Why do you enlist them? Just because I kind of like the presentation of the channel being like the properly made videos. I kind of like these to be like, if you were here, you feel special because you were here, but you can still find them if you want to. Maybe that's silly. That's just kind of how I do it. So again, that was the category stairs. And it is. I think it is free. Yeah, on Jump Plus. And if it's not there, well, manga is really easy to come by on the internet. So, to recap, that was Stairs into the Abyss, Soma, and Goodbye Airy. One of these things is not like the others. We had Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Season 3, Horimiya, Toradora, My Dress Up Darling, and then Ichigo 100%, which, of course, is the imposter. We had another category called Fucking Popcorn. If you missed it, it was Neon White, AI the Somnium Files, Magic the Gathering, which I just started playing again this year. It's so much fun. I've realized how much I actually enjoy card games. My buddy and I's tournament that we run every year, Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District Art, Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy, House MD, and 007 Skyfall. Now for the penultimate chapter, or the penultimate category. This is a category. Ankle says, I love Horimiya, probably my favorite rom-com anime this year. Horimiya was incredible. I loved it. It was so much fun. Gamer Pigeon says, have you watched Chainsaw Man? I have. And, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I have. This is a category that I like to call... Nope, that's sorry. and that's not what I meant. This is a category that I like to call... Which is to say, help. I feel things. Eric Granada says, my wife and I started playing the MTG PC game. I don't know that I could ever play with cards again. I'd be too slow. I'm the same. I actually went and played Paper Magic like at like a pre-release. We did it. It was Dominaria, I think it was. And I was just so slow playing with everybody because the computer does all my triggers for me. So I just didn't have to, But yeah, if you missed it, this character, this category is called Help, I Feel Things. And the first thing in this category is a little game that this is a really niche game. I doubt any of you guys have heard of this, but it's a shot in the dark. Maybe you have heard of this game before. Let's see if I can find it. It's very specific, but here we go. All right, long shot, but hey, anybody ever played this? Wrong button. Anybody ever played this? By the way, that dramatic like every time one of that categories comes up, that's from Death's Door. Dark Souls. I finished this at the beginning of the year. Giappy says gotta go. Merry Christmas. Hey Giappy, thank you so much for dropping by. Yeah, Hidden Gem. I can't believe not enough people have played this. It's shocking to me how many people have not heard of this. Yeah, I've never heard of it. See, that's what I'm saying. Still need to finish it. Yeah, this game changed my life. Same, just a little bit. And I did a whole video on it. You guys know the whole self-efficacy thing. My opinions of this game have been made pretty public, I think. What else is there to say? I finished this game, and it was like, I get it. I understand why everyone's obsessed with it now. And I kind of got a reminder of it whenever I finished the game called Death's Door here a couple days ago. If you haven't played Death's Door, and this is not to say Death's Door is as hard or as moving as Dark Souls, but I will tell you that for the first time in a couple of months, genuinely challenged me, and it brought me back to why Dark Souls is so good, because I was like, oh, there's actual difficulty here. Played Death's Door. It's pretty damn cool. It's like 10 hours long. Imagine Hollow Knight, but you're a bird and it's not a Metroidvania. That's what you're getting. It's really, really fun. It's Dark Souls-y in nature, as a lot of games nowadays are. So really, really, I guess this is Death's Door. Death's Door was very good. But Dark Souls I did finish earlier in the year, and I get it now. The next game that I want to bring... Oh, God. The next game that I want to show you guys... If I could find it. I think I put the footage over here. Incolor says it hasn't fixed my slight depression problems, but definitely helped me. Yeah, what I think it does, and I certainly hope that was not the message that was sent in that Dark Souls, how Dark Souls saves you video. It's not that it's going to save you, not that it's going to cure your depression, but it's just like the gym is not going to make you strong enough to lift a car off of someone, but like it's going to equip you. It's going to equip you in a certain way that's going to make it more manageable to deal with certain things. You know, it's going to build your self-efficacy if you stick with it. If you have the, yes, Roger, that is an ADH deck. We talked about that earlier. That was that was one of my categories this year, was Magic the Gathering. The other game that I was going to bring up, now that it's loaded, is this. I don't know why I can't. It's been a while since I streamed. I wanted to show you guys Kaled, but yeah, Elden Ring was good as hell. And again, what more can be said? Here we go. What more can be said about Elden Ring that hasn't already been said? I mean, grand in scale, almost flawless in. Well, I don't want to say almost flawless in execution. High level in execution. There you could critique certain things, like why are certain things giving you this many souls or whatever it was, runes, whereas other stuff that's way harder only gives you this many runes. Like, it's a big game. Open world games are hard to scale. People had complaints about it, but let's just take a moment and realize that even with some of these flaws, it's a masterpiece. And I played it on PlayStation 4, not Pro, and it still fucking flew. Like it was incredible. But you guys have heard enough of that all year. I couldn't, in good faith, do this stream and not take a minute to be like, yeah, Elden Ring was incredible, was it not? Are your Omori streams stored anywhere? Yes, they are. However, there was really only one. If you're curious about what I used to do on Twitch, which I don't really do anymore, they're all stored on a channel called Daryl TG Extra. Here it is, yeah. Daryl TG Extra. This is where it all is. So, the backlog stream that I did at that time, the last time I streamed, we did a little bit of, I cooked one time, we did a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles, did some Smash. This is the stream where I did a Red Goodbye Airy, if you're interested in that. That was fun. Watch some directs, watch some, yeah, so it's all here. And the Omori stream is on here somewhere. I only did one though. I think I did two, because one of them messed up, but I did, yeah. There's the old Omori stream. Your next big series is going to be? What do you mean, like to stream? Because I don't really stream anymore. There's those streams. I kind of do too, to be honest with you. I don't think I have it in me to go do them anymore, but I did really enjoy doing them, and I do think about them sometimes. I wish we had done AI the Somnium Files on Twitch. That was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll get back to it at some point. If I can never quit my day job, maybe I'll go back to it. The next thing in this category, Echo of Star Song. I've not heard of this. Not one time. It's rare that like I see something recommended that I haven't heard of. What is this? Echo of Star Song. This says Daryl, play me. This game is knocking on my front door. Like, hey. Okay. You know what? Wait a minute. Maybe I'm just gonna take a little pick of this. Come back to this later. I don't know. This game might have. You know what, Gadzooks. You're exactly right. Moving on. I love. Haminator says, "I love when Daryl says it's Daryl in time and proceeds to talk about games." Yeah, you know what? That's how I'm going to start my videos from now on. Armored Core. How do you guys feel about that? Armored Core. Let me ask y'all a damn question instead of me just yapping. How do y'all feel about Armored Core? I know nothing about those games, and if it's what I think it is, which is the... God, I can't think of a good metaphor. Which is a lot of menus followed by a lot of failure, then I don't know if it's for me. I'm open-minded for it. Did you watch Bullet Train? I guess we're pausing for questions here. We're currently in the made me feel help I feel things category. Oh, okay, this is I have not watched this. I do remember seeing the trailer for this. Is it good? Should I watch it? Oh, Avati Vij is the Dark Souls guy, right? Or one of them. One of the Dark Souls folks. Alright. Thoughts on Dead Cells? I liked it. Although apparently I wasn't playing it correctly. I did a video on Dead Cells. Dead Cells, right? Yeah, Dead Cells. I did do a video on that. If you're curious, it's where is it? Excuse me, let me rest my throat. Yeah. How Dead Cells exploit your industry. This is the video where I accidentally predicted COVID. Listen to the first part of this. If you haven't seen this, this is the first part of this video. And the date on this, that this came out on September 6, 2019. Listen to this start. Hang on, let me turn the music down. Listen very closely to the start of this video.
Imagine for a moment that you are a doctor and you are currently fighting a virus that is spreading across the world rapidly. 600 million people have already been infected, and if nothing is done, they will all die. You have 2 drugs available to you.
That was how this video in 2019 started. So when this video kind of blew up in 2020, they were like, people were like, what? Whoa, what did this? I became The Simpsons for one episode, so that happened. That was kind of cool. And also terrible, but I guess I jinxed it, but hey, it is what it is. 2020 was actually remarkably good for the channel because I could finally like work from home, and that gave me a lot less commuting time, and I could like work on my lunch breaks and shit. So like the channel really blossomed in 2020, believe it or not. Vati is the lore guy. Okay, got it, Ira. It is. It is. I'm still thinking of a doctor myself. So, I don't know. Nebula? Yeah. Etan, was it you? Yeah, I've seen a couple people say something about Nebula. I gotta talk to Raz about it because I think he does it. I think Jacob Geller also does it. I don't know. Maybe Nebula. I need to find out more information. I looked it up. I just don't know enough. So potentially. But apparently people use it because I get asked about it. Anyways, we're back to the damn best of thing. We are currently in this category. In case you're just joining us, this is the category that we are doing currently. The Help I Feel Things category. And the next one on the list is this game, a game that I am quite fond of. And I'm going to attempt to articulate why this spoke to me as deeply as it did. But boy, did it really get me. Here we go. Ragnar was depressing? Was it really?
It's been a long time since I last had this dream.
Yeah, so I played Xenoblade Chronicles, the original.
I reached out for a piece of scrap metal.
For the first time. So much foreshadowing in this game. Like, I've never seen this trailer, but I know what happens, and like, Justin, I think you're probably right. Because I've seen all of 2. I watched like all of 2. And I know nothing about 3.
Shulk.
Except I think maybe Melia is in it, maybe?
Why do you desire to change the future?
Or at least her species is. I saw someone, I was like, is that Melia? I don't know. This game, the best way I can put it, man, is that I think the reason, and this is going to be a video next year, the reason I keep coming back to JRPGs is because I'm chasing a feeling that I had the first time I played Final Fantasy X. The first time I played Final Fantasy X, oh my god, I should write this down. This is like good for the video. I didn't really have any like actual. This is good. This is good for me to brainstorm. Final Fantasy X was incredible to me. The scale of the world, it was a beautiful love story. I enjoyed the battles. The music, of course, as you all know, was one of a kind. The characters were all wonderful, and I really should play it again because I remember this feeling, but I weirdly don't remember a ton of what happened. It was a long time ago, but I loved it, and I think I've been chasing that like a larger-than-life JRPG feeling since I played that. I've played a handful of JRPGs in the past couple years. Octopath Traveler is not really one, but it is an RPG. So like I played that. I played Final Fantasy 13. I did enjoy that. I had Persona 5. I guess it is technically a JRPG. I loved Persona 5, and that definitely was wonderful. But it didn't quite have the same like desperate. Oh my god! Like we have to world-ending sort of high stakes. Persona 5 was lovely, and I thought it was a wonderful game, and it made me feel things too. But it didn't have that like dire world-ending feel to it for whatever reason. This did. Like, this is the first time since Final Fantasy X I felt what Final Fantasy X gave me. And although there are some moments in it that are dated, there are some mechanics in it that are not, I don't want to say bad, but just maybe a little tedious, a little grindy. Some dialogue that's a little bit like, okay, whatever. That's par for the course. All I know is by the time the credits were rolling, I was in tears. And I also know that final plot twist completely just like, again, I can't spoil anything, but there was a plot twist at the end that I had to just take a second. Like I had to go to the home screen of the Switch and just sit here and be like, oh my God. It's good. It's really, really good. Gonna love Xenoblade 3? I hope so. I hope I get it for Christmas. I think that might be maybe what my mom gets me. And if not, I will have I'll have enough of these by then or the other version of it, I guess, to go get it. But I'm certainly playing 3 next year. Persona 3 was amazing. Interesting. P3 does it best. Okay, so maybe I need to play Persona 3. Chrono Trigger is another one that I really, really want to play. So all that to say, Steven says I've been chasing that feeling since I played Final Fantasy 6. Yeah. All that to say, God, I loved Xenoblade Chronicles. Millie was my favorite character, as is shown in the thumbnail. God, it was so good. So good. Chrono Trigger, yeah, I need to play Chrono Trigger for sure. Who was it that said something about the final plot twist? Saying that is there any specific place to go if you want to suggest so I could play ideas? You can always tweet at me. You can tweet at me, or you can. I see some comments. Yeah, the Shulk voice actor is amazing. Or you can just pitch it now. Maybe I'll see it. But if nothing else, just tweet at me. I'm happy to read them that way. All right, moving on. This is not the right playlist, or not the right Excel. The next video, or the next thing on this list, and we're going through the games right now, and then we're going to finish off with the anime. The next one is going to be... I'm just going to say it. Well, here, no, I won't rush through it. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's be a little cinematic with it, D. Let me find it, because I know I got footage. And before you see this, don't worry about spoilers, because this is not the one that came out this year. This is actually just me playing the first one that came out several years ago. Oh, yeah. I played it for the first time this year. And it was... I feel like I can only say it was good so many times. Now, this is a best of list. But what really got me, and what I thought was so impressive about this, is I know nothing about the original God of War games. I know nothing about. All I know is like he used to be a Spartan badass, I guess, and like this felt very like post retirement, you know. So I knew enough. And what I thought this game did really well was that you see so much, like Atreus asks so many questions, and because he's out of the loop and I was out of the loop, anytime like things were discussed and hinted at, it was like, oh, we're getting closer to the truth. He's getting closer to the truth, which means I'm getting closer to the truth. And I quite enjoyed that. I thought they did a great job of making this be like a game that you can just pick up without having to play the originals. In 2018, when this came out, I was completely off the grid from it. So maybe that was the point. I don't know. All I know is this game it blew me back. The incredible foreshadowing that was, I didn't even realize at the time. Great soundtrack. Mason Johnson music is really hypes up Xenoblade, and I couldn't agree more with you. Absolutely. It is that good. I don't know if I could ever play it 4 times, but it was really good. So, yes, God of War. Loved it. And it did make me feel things. And, yeah, the father-son stories get me every time. They just do. I got lots of footage from it as well that I don't know that I'll be using a lot of. We're really... Yeah, so I watched Ichalor's Kratos, contrary to many people believe, was really... deeply written even in the old games. Yeah, that was the vibe I got, because I watched like a summary of sort of the previous games that was really well done summary. It was like an hour-long video, and it had like clips from the previous games, and like clearly he wasn't just kind of like a meathead. Like he had a lot of thoughts and a lot of justification for why he was behaving the way he was, and why he did the killing he was doing, and why certain things played out the way they did. So no, he... And by the way, the performance, I know he took like 30 years for his speech at the Game Awards, but the man that plays Kratos just absolutely crushed it in this game. I mean, just his voice sounds like thunder and diamonds crunching, you know what I mean? So damn good. So go play that. Maybe a little bit of a meathead, maybe a little bit. What's going on, Brian? How are you, buddy? Good to see you, brother. But yeah, God of War was fantastic. Christopher Judge is the GOAT. Yes. He deserved that 8-minute speech he gave. Thunder and Diamonds. Citizen Sleeper is on my backlog. I have not played it, just another guy, but I really want to. It looks very good. Okay, he did deserve it. All right, that concludes the gaming portion of Help I Feel Things as a category. If you're just joining us, we have done a couple different things today. We're going back through my best of everything I enjoyed in 2022, which was actually mostly anime this year, believe it or not. We have 4 items left in this current category, and then that will actually be that. This is also the last category. Fucking popcorn. This is games that we thought were just immaculate through and through, as far as just being fun. Not necessarily anything emotional, but just absolutely fun top to bottom. Neon White, AI the Somnium Files. This is stuff I played this year, not stuff that came out this year. But Neon White, AI the Somnium Files, Magic the Gathering, because I got back into it. This tournament that my buddies and I put on, Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District Arc, Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy at AEW Forbidden Door, 007 Skyfall, House MD. Stairs into the Abyss was Soma and Goodbye Airy. Holy shit, play those. Or play one. Play Soma, read Airy. One of these things is not like the others. Kaguya-sama Love is War, Horimiya, Toradora, My Dress Up Darling, Ichigo 100%. Fuck that last one. And then, of course, we're currently on Help I Feel Things, and there is Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Xenoblade Chronicles, God of War, and then we have 4 things left in this category. Then we're done. We got through it. I am a true weeaboo. Next year is going to be really heavy games, though. Like I'm pumping the brakes mega on anime, just because I want to get through this backlog really bad, and then we'll see what happens after in 2024, I suppose. Summertime Rendering was a hidden gem. Yeah. I actually started reading it and then kind of stopped because Dan distracted me. Will you make a short version of this video and upload it as a video? Probably not, Zedix. It's a good idea, but I probably will not. What's up, Will? Have you planned to watch Bocce the Rock, or do you plan to? I've heard a lot of good things. It's on my Crunchyroll watch list. We'll see what happens. Anyways, next. This one got me, bro. This one actually got me. This one took my breath away a little bit. Ranking of Kings is incredible. Ranking of Kings was one of the greatest little short series I've watched, and I cannot recommend it enough. Boji is the GOAT. There he is. Look at his little precious face. God, I loved it. It was so good. Ranking of Kings was so good, and honestly, I'm a little bit bummed because it ended with so much closure that I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. And I've heard whispers that the manga kind of like drops off after this point, like it's not as good. So if this is indeed just a sort of one-of thing and that's a bummer, but it's okay because it contained in itself was so good. So quickly does the writer here, I don't know who did the manga, but so quickly do they make you instantly be invested in Boji, who is this guy. He's this kid. So if you don't know, the plot synopsis is this: he's a kid. He's next in line to be king, but there's politics behind it, and he's deaf. So he has to he speaks sign language, right? What an underdog! What a character! He's just the perfect underdog. If you like an underdog story, this will make you weep. I cried. I cried watching this. God, it was good. There was a new season confirmed. I hope you're right. And I hope it's not bad because this was just so good that I feel like anything after it has to be incredible to keep up to that. And if it just ends here, I wouldn't even be that mad because this contained was so good. The scene, oh my God, the scene in the second episode, maybe it was the first one even, where Kage is watching him get ready and he's just getting dressed and kind of crying and oh, I was so hurt. And when Kage, I'm not going to spoil anything else, but my God, just the first two, just give it 2 episodes. Maybe just 1. Give it 2 episodes and tell me you don't immediately love these characters. Incolor says I don't especially like the art style, but that's my personality preference, and the story and the soundtrack is fire. The soundtrack, this intro is by far one of this is a top 5 anime intro for me. The part 2 of season 1 of this show, this intro that I just played. Oh my God, it's so good. I want to go rewatch all of it. So go watch the shit. It's very, very good. Will you post this list? I could. I'll try to remember to do that. Once Jab 8 says I would die for Boji. That's what this show does to you. This is a protect at all cost type character. And the art style is its own thing, but I'm quite fond of it. Ooh, another one. This was also very good. I watched some good. Listen, I didn't play many good games this year, probably because Elden Ring took up 2 months of my time, and then it was time to train for our tournament. So I actually played. What really should be on this list is Smash and Guilty Gear, because I spent a lot of time playing Smash and Guilty Gear. I think once my backlog is done, I'm going to retire to playing an occasional new game and then just play fighting games, because that's where I really like to spend my time, believe it or not. Even though I'm terrible at them, but I enjoy it so much. But I watched a lot of great anime this year. This really should have been an anime pack. Whoopsie. This really should have been an anime year for me. But we trained for 4 months. We did. It was bad. I don't think I'm gonna train that much next year. But the trailers and shit that I bring up will be great. The next one is Death, which is a very fun little show that I didn't expect to be as invested in as I was. In fact, I will even go as far as to say that this show dragged at the start. I had through about 8 or 9 episodes, I had the damnedest time getting into Steins Gate. But once it took off, holy fucking shit, I'm gonna buckle it. This show goes crazy. This show goes absolutely fucking banana sandwich, and you need to watch it. Did I watch Steins? I didn't watch the other one, no, because I had my closure. I was like, I'm good. I don't want to know anything else. I don't want anything more. I'm good. Steins Gate was great. It was really slow at the beginning. The premise, once you finally get caught up to where, once everything, it almost feels like The Prestige watching this, which is one of my favorite movies. It's slow at the beginning. There's a lot of things you don't fully understand. And in fact, there's something, and I don't want to spoil this, I really don't, because this is the big plot twist, but there's something early on, something very little, that you see and you go, that was odd. And you just kind of forget about it. And you genuinely just forget about it. And then you fucking realize on like episode 18, because of how the show has taught you the rules of what they are doing in this show play out, you feel smart for realizing something before the main character does. Because you're like, oh my God, we forgot about blah. Then he realizes it like around the same time. And you feel smart for realizing it. You feel smart for figuring it out. And you feel devastated for the implications. God, it was so good. When that moment hit, I was like, peak fiction. Let's go. It was incredible. Steins Gate's so good. Highly recommend. ILCG says, in my opinion, Zero felt like it dragged on. That was my concern. But again, like the first one was so, the main show, I guess, was so good that I felt like I had my closure. I didn't want any more. So, yeah. Shiny SB says we definitely need a Daryl Talks anime series or channel. I'm going to attempt to slowly transition the channel to be open to both. Anime and manga, anime and games. That's kind of my intent. We'll see how well that goes, but it is what it is. I have some topics that are brewing. So it's a penny drop moment, and you feel exactly. It's so like, like it actually made me gas. I was like, holy shit, I was right. I wish I wasn't right. So good. Tragic. And then that's it for anime. And then two more things that we have in the help I feel things category. If you've been keeping it, and I'll keep these brief. I know that wrestling is not everybody's favorite thing. If you've been keeping up with wrestling, you will know that there's some drama that went on with CM Punk, right? However, before that all went down, because I kind of side with everybody else because he was a complete dick. But we can't forget the incredible, no slow transition or anything. Now we're just gonna hop right into it. We're going wrong with this one. So what happened here was this. Let me give you some context. So CM Punk at this time is feuding with someone named MJF, who is a complete tool. He's a good bad guy, these two. And they have had just a legendary build up to this match, right? So like at one point we thought MJF was actually cool and he was like apologizing for being a dick, like all of his insecurities are rooted in something that happened to CM Punk a long time ago. And then all of a sudden he kicks him in the nuts and like he like cuts up CM Punk and he's bleeding profusely and he's taking the blood off of his shirt, off of his head and like wiping it on his own chest and he's talking to him like he's like, I'm the devil, old man. Like it's really, really gritty. And they genuinely booked MJF to feel like a James Bond villain. It felt fucked up, right? It was so good. Anyways, all that to say, one of the biggest things, if you know about this, is his theme song, Cult of Personality, is like a very big thing. So like that always gets the crowd very pumped up. If you've seen his debut, it was an incredible moment. He comes out. I'm going to attempt to not get copyrighted here, but here it is. This is like him debuting. Hang on. Crowd goes crazy. This is when he came back a few months before that, right? So that song, Cult of Personality by Living Colour, amazing song. But MJF comes out to it at this pay-per-view that they're finally going to have this dog collar match. So MJF comes out. But he comes out to CM Punk's music for a second, and then he swaps it to his music, and everybody's booing. Oh, he swerved us. Here comes MJF, so he's going to walk out. And the idea was to, like, take the steam out of the crowd, right? To be like, okay, well, I'm just going to play it one time to get everybody off their feet. Oh, actually, it's just me. And so it's a very dick move. But then, well, what do you do now? Does CM Punk come out to his music after we've already played it one time? It's kind of stale. Like, we've blown that pop, right? And a pop is like the crowd going crazy. So what do? CM Punk comes out for the first time in, like, 15 years, I think? Maybe? I could be completely wrong, but it's been several years. Mostly because someone was asking about wrestling, so it being interesting, mostly because it feels like fiction, which it is. It is fiction. and it's his story. But what he does here is instead of coming out to his music, he comes out to the music that he came out to several years back in Ring of Honor, which there's no big fancy screen. It's just dark. And a lot of people haven't heard this. So when this happened, yeah, MJF's like, what is going on here, right? I'm going to pause for copyright because they will get my ass. Wrestling is real life shown in anime. It is. Half sport, half entertainment, precisely. So you're like, what's going on? Why is it all dark? What is this? So here it comes. Takes his time. No one knows what's going on. Here he comes. And not only does he have the same music he used in Ring of Honor like 15 years back, he's dressed up like he's from Ring of Honor too. So he's sort of calling back to like his older self. Again, a lot of people won't get this. It'll go up their head. But for me, this was just the coolest damn moment. And like the people that know. Like, look at this guy in the crowd. Look at this. This one guy, like, he remembers. Like, a lot of people remember.
CM Punk showing MJF that Max is not the only one that can play mind games. Punk looking like he has a fire inside. This is going to be so ugly.
So, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. That was a good entrance. And I talked earlier about the tournament that my buddies and I put on. This has always, and I would love to put this into a video one day, but I don't fully know how to articulate it just yet. But one of my favorite things about wrestling has always been like how things are communicated through lights and sound and the presentation and the big videos that play, and like the theater of it has always been very, very fun to me. And so for our tournament every year, like I do, I make one of those little Trons for us. Like I made, this is kind of a tie back into earlier, but I made Trons for all of us. So like I made, here we go. Like here is, here's Jack. This is a really good one. It's like when, before he came out, this played. Like there was his, and then I had me on here. I had the song from, what's it called? Deltarune. So yeah, this is a big spiral of Daryl being a nerd and liking a very specific thing, but I had to share that because I just thought that was fun. The other honorable mention was Cody returning in WrestleMania, which was cool. Spanned theme, yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people just left on that. That was probably cringe and really weird, but that's something that I enjoy. So I don't follow, this Gamer Pigeon says I don't follow wrestling, but this is definitely something that would be cool AF. It was cool. It was cool. I feel like talking about wrestling goes a lot better when I can give it full context in a proper video. So maybe next year I won't talk about wrestling as much in the end of year stream, but it is what it is. So I think that about wraps it up. However, I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't talk about something really important. And that is the fact that this right here is probably my favorite piece of media that I've consumed in the past few years. Chainsaw Man's great. It is, like Will said, the sickest. It's incredible. It is, I don't even know what to say at this point because there's so much media out there about it. And I think what makes me happy about it is that, as dumb as it sounds, I feel like I read it before it was cool. Like whenever I started reading it, it wasn't actually finished yet, or at least part 1 was not finished. Antique Doll says, hi, happy holidays, love your videos. Appreciate that, Antique Doll. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for that. The future is best. What I've loved about Chainsaw Man this year, because I actually finished it last year, what I loved about it or part 1, I guess I finished last year. I'm currently getting caught up on. I'm currently reading through part 2 with where things become just a little bit different. But what I really have been enjoying is that now that the anime is out, which by the way has been lovely, seeing people's reactions and seeing it sort of get big and knowing I've always been on the other side. I have always been on the side of I know what, or I don't know what's going to happen. Everyone else is right ahead. Like My Hero Academia, I know people aren't really big into that anymore, but whenever it was kind of coming out, the manga was ahead, obviously, and I was only watching the anime. I've always been the anime-only watcher. However, now that I've kind of broken into manga, this is the first, this and Komi Can't Communicate, which also was a lot of fun, but this one especially was the first. Oh, there it is. I guess our notifications do work. Thank you again, Antique Doll. Appreciate that. Chainsaw Man has been the first chance I've had to be on the other side and know what's going to happen. And watching people react online, watching the memes that come out on a weekly basis has been such a delight. It's been so cool to know and to be excited about. Man, I can't wait for this part to get animated. I've always heard that, but I've never been on that side of it. So it's nice to be on that side. Binged it whenever episode 1 dropped? Yes. Being the anime reader always feels great. It does. It does. Chris Emma says, is the manga much better than the anime? Anime seems carried by the hype. That's complicated. I would say the manga is the right way to do it. Just read the manga. Honestly, like, you should watch the anime as well. You should really do both. I think you should, I would just get it in your body somehow. Honestly, I would side that the manga is best, but that's only because I read it first. Maybe watching it first is going to make you like watching it first more. Watching it more if you watch it first. But all I know is it was an absolute ride from beginning to end, and it's been so fun watching people react. I will say that, actually, if you watch Eyepatch Wolf, he just had a video on this recently, and there was a big part of that video that talks about if you should read it or if you should watch it. And it's kind of the similar conclusion. Like, there's just parts that work better here, and there's parts that work better there. It's kind of the same case for most adaptations. I would read it first, though, just because it's complete, and you don't have to wait. And you can just read at your own pace, and you can get through it. You don't have to wait for a season 2. And I also feel like some of the charm of Chainsaw Man is just how gritty it feels because of Fujimoto's writing. Like, there was one episode recently where something happened with Makima, and people were kind of like, and don't get me wrong, the anime did a good job with it, but the page turn and noticing, like, I don't know, some of his expressions I feel are more true to what I think was trying to be communicated in that moment. So I would say read. Can't wait for the rest of part 1. I know. God, I'm so excited. Botaku says, this isn't Twitch? No. Nah, we're on the wrong place. Let's see. I'm on that side with Kaguya. Yeah, I'm sure that's been lovely. Waits for Solo Leveling anime. I heard that the mangaka for Solo Leveling passed away, which is a really big bummer because I heard that was extremely good. The next big thing I want to read is Berserk, because I haven't even touched Berserk. I think I'm a couple chapters in. I like it. It's pretty good. But I think obviously it gets insane the more you go along. But I'm really early in it. Ankylor says it's really good, but I feel too many people always treat anime as the second coming of Christ. Yeah, you know, the hype is real, and I think it's fun. But some people are like that. Like, that just, the excitement is almost off-putting. I have a friend that, if anything is too hyped, he's just like, well, it can't be that good. You've kind of sapped all the fun. There is a certain charm in finding something that is not hyped and being like, wow, this is really good. How has no one heard about this, you know? Miyasashi, yeah, who's that? Miyanashi says the scene between Makima and Denji. Yes, I know what you're talking about. And yeah, that's a big bring on point for a lot of people where you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? Why am I short? What is going on here? So yes, I understand that completely. That was a big part of it. And the animated version of that, I was just watching it like, whew. Emmanuel Pena says, more often than not, I tend to prefer the mangas for the paneling and the art style. Yeah, and I've kind of gotten to that point now. I kind of enjoy the pace of it. Like I watched the first season of My Dress Up Darling, and it was very good. Like I thought it was lovely. But I've been reading it because I just got tired of waiting for season 2. I'm kind of enjoying it more somehow. I don't understand why, but I kind of am. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Storm Snake. We're just completely drowning in so much good stuff right now. Rigame says, any plans for a Psycho screenplay in the future? And you can totally steal that name. I would feel so proud. It's very sweet. I kind of sort of maybe did that a little bit in the most recent Pokemon video. That was all about cinematography and how the cameras are used, you know. But it's for you if you mean like actually talking about movies in the future, potentially. I have found myself watching a little bit more movies lately. No, I'm not there yet, Miyanashi. I think right now I'm at the point where they're discovering how to get like a nicer camera. Have you seen Steins Gate? Yes, actually, I have. We talked about that a little bit ago. Steins Gate was amazing. That was a whole part of this. It was part of the category. What anime are you looking forward to next year? To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm looking at games next year. This felt like the big anime manga year, and I think that next year is going to be a lot heavier on the games side. I want to watch the Witch of Mercury, that new Gundam. I gotta get caught up on JoJo because I'm only done like a little bit of part 6. Chernobyl says, even though you know it's coming, you still feel that same sense of dread when you first read the scene. I don't know what scene you're referring to, but I have felt that. I have felt that. The Nier anime, I'll definitely be watching that. I really want to play, I love Nier Automata. Now we're just chilling, by the way, we're done. We got through everything. Now we're just like actually hanging out if you guys just want to talk for a little bit. But yeah, the Nier anime is going to be good. I really want to play the other Nier game, whatever it's called. Nier Spaghetti Bowl, whatever. What is it? Nier Replicant. I have it. I really want to play it very bad. Have you ever considered playing games or watching anime? Seems like you would like those. I should think about that, Hamidator. That's an excellent point. Tears of the Kingdom, gonna be lovely. Silk Song, if it actually exists. Yeah, Mega Soupy, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I love Season 1. Nobara is my favorite character. The resonance scene. Oh my god, that was one of the coolest fucking fights of all time. It was so much fun. Attack on Titan, I still got to catch up on. And when I say catch up, I mean start. Cornflake says, I'm surprised on your psych of anime you avoided JoJo despite Stan's fitting so well into that concept discussed. I suppose that is true. I was just thinking more like symptoms, you know. I suppose the stands are kind of like, it's been, first of all, before I misspeak here and sound like a total imposter, it's been a while since I've seen JoJo. But I guess so. I guess the stands are like physical manifestations of their willpower. I just always thought of them more so in what their power is. How weirdly specific some of them are, you know? What have you been doing? It's an excellent question. What have I been doing? Yeah, Ranking of Kings is incredible. And actually, now that I just think about it, I can go ahead and show you guys this because we're done. So I'll go ahead and put the list on screen since we're finished with all the categories. Here it is. You guys can put your papers on this. There you go. Get a little zoom for y'all. So you can potentially see. This was the best of the year. And like I say, I really did not watch a ton of, or I didn't play a ton of games this year. That's got to change next year. go. There's all your things. There's all the things where they were listed at. Thoughts on Dandadan? Dandadan is this, in case you guys aren't familiar. If you see this in your local bookstore, pick it up, and don't be traumatized by like the 4th chapter whenever things get really bizarre for a hot little second. I promise it's wholesome. I promise it never goes too weird. I love it. Dandadan might be my favorite like current manga that is running. I think it's spectacular. I've never read or consumed, let alone read, a piece of media that so quickly swaps from terrifying to comedic to wholesome to terrifying, like on such rapid succession. The characters are just so lovely, so much fun, so sweet, so genuine. The panels are so well drawn that you're like, wasn't this just a rom-com like 3 seconds ago, and now all of a sudden we're getting a death stare grandma ghost that's ridiculous. Like you just have to read it. Nicola says, do you have any plans on making your own art as in a short story, novel, song? I would love to do that. I just don't know how to go about doing that. I also have tried drawing before, and although I kind of sort of know what I'm doing, I don't get any joy out of it. So Kamito Days, I'm going to start reading that soon. Madoka Magica, I have not heard of. But now I have, so if I see it. Yeah, cross-eyed. So there's a lot of crossover between Dark Souls and Berserk as far as... Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, Dark Souls could be argued to be an extreme fan fiction of Berserk. Yeah, and I kind of got that vibe immediately from... What am I talking about? I kind of got that vibe immediately from starting up Berserk a couple weeks ago. Stormy says, I did a science project where I took inspiration from one of your videos. Awesome. Well, I hope you got a good grade on it. Thank you, Stormy. Hope that worked out well for you. I began to like drawing by drawing dumb stuff. Yeah, I started drawing like just freehand. I'd try to like draw stuff that's already been drawn. Like I drew I drew like a lot of Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes and stuff just because that's the kind of stuff that I like to draw. That's an oldie? What is this show? Madoka Magica. That's what everyone was saying. How have you not heard of this? Is this the right thing? Looks are deceiving. I ain't trying to hear that. It's not what it looks like. Dororo. I heard the theme song of Dororo. It's really, really good. And I think I saw like a scene from it. Careful with spoilers. What do you mean spoilers? What's a spoiler here? I just see a lot of colors. They're 500. They're 500 years old. Hey, whatever you need to tell yourself. You know, it's funny. I've talked this. I think Steve and I have talked about this before, but yeah, that is a category that I don't think I'll ever get into. But a lot of people love the whole magical girl series genre. It's not what it looks like. So, yeah, well, it has to look like something, and that's what I saw. So, but it is what it is. I respect it. I know that's a whole genre for a lot of folks, and I couldn't be happier for you. It just may not be me. Made in Abyss. I have heard of Made in Abyss. Better Call Saul or Better Call Soul. I have heard of that. I don't know much about it. But yeah, Cryotheus says no context. Seeing people defend the children is very funny. Yeah, I've seen enough of the anime community to know. Like, I'm sure it's perfectly wholesome. But it is funny to see people out of context. Like, no, I swear, it's totally fine. It's a Breaking Bad spinoff. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, see, I didn't watch Breaking Bad, so that's not going to connect for me. Well, my friends, my throat is starting to do the thing I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like I scrambled through it. I feel like I was cringe for like 80% of it. I hope that if nothing else, you enjoyed the Ichigo 100% rant. I haven't spoken to a lot of people in the past week because I've been like at home working and just kind of like being in my little bubble with the hoodie on. So I hope I was fun to watch. New Fire Emblem in January. Anybody picking that up? I'm pretty excited about it. Maybe I'm excited about it. I can't tell. I can't tell if I want to play that game or not. But I do know that I'll be playing the next God of War pretty quickly. Because I think on Sunday, Santa's bringing me a PlayStation 5. And that feels good. You feel me? Chernobyl, appreciate you for saying that. Thank you so much. That makes me feel really good. Man, when I got to the wrestling stuff, I was like, no one's going to like this. Definitely got spoiled with your attention. Yeah, you were saying a lot, Uncle Lord. That's what. Listen, if you want to get noticed in these streams, just say a lot. I will read chat. I will every single time. Just spam it. Yeah, same jab. I really like Three Houses, but this feels like this feels like the Fire Emblem gateway into being their own Genshin game. You know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm at peace with that. I have been known to enjoy a gacha or two once upon a time. Certainly not for the 4,000-year-old children, though. Anyways, Gamer Pigeon, thank you for being here. I hope it did make your day. It was enjoyable. I had a good time doing this, too. I do enjoy doing this. I got to get back on Twitch every now and then. If you don't follow me on Twitch, I do have a Twitch. It's just Daryl Talks Games. You can hunt it down and find it. Do I have a Discord? No, I do not. I might make one at some point, but we'll see what happens. It's one of those things. It's just on the list, you know. It's another thing on the list. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I will play Disco Elysium. Don't worry, it is on the list. It is on the official list, so I will be playing that. I just haven't yet. So, all right, guys, take care of yourselves. One last comment. King Crusoe says, I myself was inspired by Daryl's backlog video and made my own priority list of sorts of things. Nothing as ambitious as the entire backlog. Yeah, it's good. You should prioritize, guys. Follow your energy. Figure out what you want to play, and then just sit down and start playing. Don't let choice paralysis get you. Like, figure out what you're excited about and just start playing a handful of games. So, all right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy everything. Enjoy some hot chocolate. Enjoy some eggnog. Enjoy some sleeping in. And stay warm, guys. Have yourselves a damn good one. And until 2023, do not read Ichigo 100%. All right. Bye, everybody.